We are deep within the calm before the storm of this tournament, as the Universe 7 team assembles. Hello there, beautiful friends, I'm Blackenfist. Goku and Gohan must assemble their team to enter that tournament, and the next target is Krillin. Krillin now is of course a police officer and vanquishes robbers and keeping his city safe. That is when Gohan can arrive with a proposition. Goku and Gohan of course explain the Tournament of Power to Krillin, the rules, and of course Krillin is interested. Krillin is hesitant at first, maybe because he's still feeling a little inadequate. However, 18 is very supportive of Krillin entering the tournament, and of course she also points out that Krillin's been buying all this weight equipment and training equipment and been working on his martial arts skills, and it would be a little bit put to waste if it wasn't used for something, right? So this would be a perfect opportunity to see how Krillin has improved in his martial arts skills, which, you know, 18 makes a logical case, as she usually does. Of course, Goku also wants to offer the proposition to 18. Of course, she's stronger and probably be a good asset to the team. However, 18 objects on 2 occasions. She has to watch over her daughter Marin, and she won't fight for free. Of course, watching over her daughter Marin is, I think, easily solvable, as Goku rightfully points out that Bulma could always watch over her daughter. But then there's the issue of what are they fighting for, and this honestly, you know, is probably the most, up to this point in the arc, I'll be honest, like, this arc I think has been great. There hasn't been anything that I resoundingly hated or disliked in this arc, but if there's one thing, the one thing I do dislike the most, and you know, it's not a huge issue, however, it's not huge, but I don't think it's small either, and it's this whole thing about not telling the people that are entering this tournament what is at stake, telling them that the universe is going to disappear if they lose. Back when Gohan figured this, back when Goku told Gohan this, it made sense what Gohan said. It said, you best better keep that to yourself, Dad. I mean, we don't want this information to spread out to the public because that could cause panic. It could cause a whole host of problems that probably we would best to avoid. And that makes sense. It makes sense for, you know, that information to be kept away from the public. However, should it be kept away from the participants in this tournament? I think that is ludicrous. It's absolutely stupid to do that. First of all, if they're going to enter the tournament, they're going to probably figure out eventually what the stakes are. You know, if they win or lose, they're going to figure out that, hey, if, you know, it'd be terrible if they lose the tournament and then they figure out, oh yeah, your whole universe is going to be destroyed. Terrible. Second, it would be actually a good thing to tell the participants of the tournament to know what is at stake, because at the very least they know what they are fighting for. For instance, if Gohan and Goku were flat out just told Krillin and 18, hey, this tournament is for literally everything. Everything you know, everything you care about, it is for everything because it won't exist if we don't win. You know what? If you tell that to 18, I guarantee that she would enter that tournament. No questions asked. And it makes sense. And you know what? It would also help them in their preparations and during the fighting in the actual tournament, because it will help them with their, you know, with their zeal, with their fervor. They might actually fight with more passion, with more, because they know what is at stake. So this whole thing of not telling the participants is stupid, and I think the reason it's being done is just for a cheap way to add tension here. It's a cheap way for, you know, to get everyone involved in the tournament, because, you know, we have all this tension of Goku lying, which is stupid, telling 18 about money being the main prize of this tournament, and of course we're gonna figure out eventually that the lie isn't true and 18's gonna be whatever. And you know, at the end of the day, I mean, Vegeta and all the other guys might be pissed off at Gohan and Goku for not telling them that this tournament is literally for all the marbles. It's stupid. It's a stupid writing decision just to create cheap tension. And I might feel a little bit passionate about this, but you know, I mean, it's not the biggest thing. Obviously, it's it's not a little thing, but it's a moderately sized problem. But it's so easily solvable. I don't understand why it's done. I mean, Gohan's supposed to be a smart guy, but he's making a stupid decision in this part. Oh well, the writers are making him do that, or Toriyama is. Thanks, Toriyama. Well, I bitched enough about that little problem, and maybe some of you might be thinking I'm nitpicking, but you know what? The rest of the episode is really actually pretty great. Gohan challenges Krillin to, I guess, a sparring match to gauge how good Krillin is, because Krillin is a weaker guy, and on sheer strength alone, Krillin probably isn't very competitive. However, one thing that is emphasized throughout all these episodes, and especially in this episode, is that strength isn't going to be the only factor. In fact, strategy is going to be it might be an equally as good factor in this tournament. And you know what? I like that, because sometimes Dragon Ball fights come down to who is stronger too much, and if this tournament is building up the way it's supposed to be, maybe strength isn't going to be as important as it is in other fights, which should, I think, be the case, since, you know, Master Roshi and Krillin are the strongest guys, and even you could even put 18 and 17. I mean, yeah, sure, they're really strong, but compared to all, like, the godlike characters in this series at this point, not really. So, I like that they're putting more emphasis on other aspects about fighting. And you can see that during Gohan and Krillin's fight. Obviously, Gohan is insanely more powerful, but Krillin unleashes a new technique that he has, a solar flare, Taiyoken times 100. A kind of a generic name. I mean, it's kind of a generic thing to have a name in Dragon Ball, to have the name of an attack times something. Whatever. It was a cool thing to actually see Krillin prevail, not just in sheer strength, but to see that Krillin at least is going to be part of the team. But what I like even more is when Goku challenges Krillin, because it gets him excited about what Krillin's abilities are, so he steps up to the plate. The disparity between Goku and Krillin is even more apparent, and even 18 is kind of against it, because, I mean, come on. It seems that Krillin has no chance. Of course, Krillin tries to play off his more strategic battle tactics, because of course he can't face Goku head on. But eventually when they clash, what I really like is when 18 steps in to save her husband. It's a great character sharing moment between 18 and Krillin, but more importantly, what I like about it is they use this opportunity also to showcase one of the aspects of the upcoming tournament, that it's not going to be one-on-one. First of all, it's a great way to showcase that maybe strategy is going to be very important in this tournament, not just strength, but also that you can't just rely that you're going to be fighting one person, because it's going to be 80 contestants in this whole tournament at the same time, and you're going to have 9 other allies at your side. So the fact that 18 jumped in right there, you know, it speaks to how the tournament is going to actually be, and I actually do like that. Kudos to this episode. I think it's a great preparation episode. It's actually a great showcase also of Krillin and 18's, you know, development and also relationships, so I really do like that. The episode ends off with Goku asking about 17, and of course, we know about 17's wildlife reserve job and everything if you've been following what Toriyama has been saying, but really, that really is the end of the episode. And of course, besides nitpicks, you know, which, I mean, besides nitpicks, this arc has been going pretty good. The biggest problem, like I said before, in this whole episode is, well, not really this whole episode, but what's been going on is, you know, refusing to tell Vegeta and Krillin about what is going on at what's at stake. Needlessly stupid. I don't understand why. It's kind of like the killing clause in the tournament. I mean, it's ridiculous to say that there's no killing allowed in this tournament when the loser is going to be killed. In fact, you could say worse than killed, because in the Dragon Ball universe, you get killed, you get sent to the afterlife. Well, there's a good chance that what they're talking about here is that you won't even get to be sent to the afterlife, so you'll be killed, like really killed. So it's like stupid. I mean, if the loser is going to be essentially killed anyway, why not have it in the tournament? Stupid. Whatever. I mean, just needlessly dumb things like that kind of get in the way, I feel, you know, of this arc. But most of them are small, and the biggest one is kind of annoying, but whatever. That was this arc, this episode. another great episode. Honestly, there hasn't really been a bad episode in this arc. They're all been pretty good, and this episode, once again, top-notch episode. But if you enjoyed this video, then I would like you to please subscribe to the channel. And as always, guys, I'm Blackenfist, and I'm out.